Yes, Blues. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to another episode, another live stream of Bringing the Blues. We're talking obviously about the upcoming game this weekend, the Brighton game. Obviously coming off the back of a pretty bad defeat, I think, in terms of what it meant. Obviously, both teams in Forest and us lot going for top four. So we'll have some thoughts around that as well. But I'll introduce today's guests now. Obviously, the elephant in the room, Patrick, is running a little bit late. If he can join, he is going to be joining at some point during the stream. So hopefully he will. He'll be able to get back in time. One thing that I did want to mention, and it's no big secret or anything like that. You know, Patrick is currently going through treatment. Unfortunately, he has cancer. He has got a GoFundMe, I believe, started. I'm going to drop that in the chat shortly once we get it going. I've shared it, so you know, if you can't donate, just share it. It'll really help him out. I believe he's trying to get some treatment overseas. I think it was Turkey. Patrick's, you know, a fantastic guy. Outside of obviously being a Blue and supported this channel, you know, literally, you know, from inception really. He's got a large account. Definitely didn't need to come on my channel when he did. So if I can support him in any way, then I will do. Like I said, I'll pop that in the channel, guys. If you can't donate, just try and get it shared. But I'll introduce the rest of the panel. So. Obviously, Luke, you know, if you've watched any of my stuff, he's been on most of my stuff. We're very lucky to have him again. He's obviously from the Not In My Lifetime pod. Check them out on their YouTube channel. They go live on X. They post brilliant content as well. So definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed. And we've also got Nat Kingsley. So it's Nat's first time on YouTube, first time streaming. Is that fair?
Yeah, first time on YouTube.
Yeah. I've known Nat for God, I don't know.
It's been like 10 years now, at least.
10 years, yeah, 10 years. I remember we used to. Was it your dad's ticket or your granddad's ticket? It was your granddad's ticket. I used to.
Yeah, it's my granddad. Yeah, he's still going as well. 70, 75, still going strong. So.
Good quality. Yeah, up in the gods, weren't we? Up in the gods, couldn't see anything.
Yeah. Hey, you're getting all right, you both have.
So it was all right, wasn't it? Is he still there? Yeah, still same seat.
Yeah, he's still going. My grand's still going as well, actually. So both 70, 74, 75. So
quality.
Yeah.
So obviously we'll introduce you to the viewers of Long Time Blue. But when do you think you really started following City? When did it begin for you?
To be fair, right, so I lived in France, you know this already, so it was like a little town, so I was literally the only City supporter there, so it's pretty mad actually. So when you go back now, you'll see like City shirts dotted around, so if you go to the footy fields or whatever, but back then, I swear to God, I must have been the only one, me and my mum basically. But I've always supported them, so probably from early ages. Played footy since I was like 6, I've always had the kits, came over here, went to the games and stuff. Got a season ticket about 13 when I came over. Up until COVID year, and now I still go here and there. Do you know what I mean? So, from early.
From early, who was your favourite player growing up?
It's got to be Shawnee, hasn't it? Shawnee Wright. It's I think he was the only quality player we had back in the day, wasn't it? It made something happen and everything. So, I'd say Shawnee.
Gutted when he went Chelsea.
Ah, gutted. But what was that? It was all with they had to sell him, didn't they? To make the for financial supposedly or whatever.
Chelsea, right, yeah.
But he came back, didn't he?
He did.
He came back as alright. It was better the first time. Just wasn't the same player for Chelsea, I think. But he was still decent though.
Yeah,
still a good player.
He never should have left, but it is what
he did all right when he came back as well. He got a few goals in his first appearance.
I think his first stint was probably better than his second stint. Basically, he came back. He wouldn't say he was the same player, but he was still a good player still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So currently, who's your favourite player at the moment then?
Ooh, that's a tough one, isn't it? I don't know. You know, there's a few lads I'm not I like Doku, you know, he's quite electric in it. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. Give him the ball, he's skipping past people, makes something happen. So, reminds me a bit of Sterling, but he still lacks that.
But Miles better. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. See,
I
I'm
was not
a big
fan of
Brazilian.
Yeah, I like
I'm a
Sterling,
big,
he's good, but no, I don't know.
yeah.
Go on,
I'm a
then.
big Brazilian football fan, so I love Giovanni and Alano. The City War.
Oh,
I was
love
Rubinho. Rubinho was kind of like I liked, but wasn't like my kind of player really. I liked him though. He did the right at City, but the money got him for obviously. But he was still a decent player. It wasn't going away war there. But that's why I like Savinho and Ellison and that. I think I like that. I like South American football. So for me, I like Echeverria, and I'm excited to see Echeverria play for us at some point. So that'll be
I
good.
think we all are, aren't we? We're all waiting for it. It's not even been named on bench yet, has it?
No, because Alvarez came in and actually did really well for us. Like, despite he didn't get much game time, he got 37, 38 goals for us in 2 years.
Oh, do you know what? The coming back to the Alvarez one, it was one transfer for me that you knew it was going to come back to sting you, and I think one of the reasons we've struggled so much this season is because obviously we've not had that secondary striker, that secondary attacker. We've got Marmoush now, who obviously plays a similar role, but there was a lot of games last season where either Haaland was rested or he was coming off and Alvarez was coming on and changing the game. I think the main
scoring important goals as well.
Yeah, you
see
the goal
goals.
He scored against Madrid in that first leg.
Yeah, he's doing all right, Atletico. He's got all right numbers,
He was listen. He was always going to do well there. He was always going to do well there.
That penalty on Wednesday, mate. Honestly,
that's tight, that, isn't it? I know it's
that
the law,
ruling,
it's
man.
the law, but he was going.
Let him retake it at least. Like, obviously he misses it, fair enough. But for me, that felt unfair. If I could try and rush it through, if at least giving him a chance to retake it. Let's say he misses it, fine, carry on. But I just didn't like that the way that was handled. It felt very dodgy.
Yeah.
Looking for Real Madrid in that.
It's always against me. It's always against Real Madrid as well, isn't it? Something dodgy going on.
It always is.
But is anyone surprised?
No, not
honestly.
Really.
No, never.
Isn't it?
No, yeah. Heritage, curse, that kind of stuff, and it's Madrid and Champions League.
Someone put up a compilation on Twitter the other day. I only watched like a minute there. I couldn't be bothered. I can't be arsed seeing. I can't stand Madrid, to be honest with you. But it was a compilation of all the times that there's basically been a decision that shouldn't have gone their way, that's gone their way, and ended up them literally winning the Champions League. Obviously, that doesn't take away from the team they are and the team they have been. Obviously not. Probably still are the best team of all time, aren't they? But there is a lot of things that do go their way, for sure. All right, good stuff. So we'll move on to I suppose the Forest game. I'm assuming did you both watch the Forest game? Yeah, sorry, my head was gone then. Did you both watch the Forest game?
Yeah, disappointing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Same old story, mate. Not at the back. We're getting a lot better than we used to be, but going forward, it's just you have no idea what's going to turn up. Do you going forward? Now, we've got the best striker in the world, and we can't get the box to him. It's like Kevin De Bruyne can find him, and then you got Marmoush on the bench, not getting starts with him when you could use his time to get him in the first team consistently. Because I think with Omar, right, people were saying he's been terrible. I think with him, right, I feel sorry for him. He's the most form player, along with Salah and Kane in the world, right, for goals and assists, right, at Frankfurt of all teams, and he's not getting opportunities that he should be getting. Like, Newcastle show how good he is, how talented he is as a player. We got to play him because I know Pep's Pep, but sometimes I think you've got to play these players consistently, week in, week out, to give them a chance to just gel together. At time, it feels like he rotates too much for me. Like not enough consistency in terms of attacking. And tomorrow, right? I have no idea what tomorrow is going to be tomorrow. It could be Bernardo Silva and Gundogan tomorrow. It could be Foden and Marmoush tomorrow. We don't know exactly what teams he'll go with, and that's the issue we've got right now. It's not a consistent team.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
He needs to start Nico though, whatever way. As soon as he came off in the Forest game, you just knew. There was something that was going to happen, wasn't there? You know what I mean? As soon as he came, I know he's on a yellow card. He did a few couple dodgy challenges, but as soon as we don't have a CDM, we fall apart. This midfield is just inexistent. You just run through it, can't you? And space is open.
Bernardo Silva, man, just looks like a player that's lost everything. Like he was I think for me, the last good season he had was the treble season where he torched Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, the Champions League. He was one of the best players in the Champions League. Just the big games, even the final, brilliant. Inter Milan, he worked his socks off in that final. He's given this guy legs and the energy just zapped out of him now. Like I can't fault the work rate, the effort, but he ain't the same player anymore.
So his creativity, on the ball. He's not creative anymore. He still puts the work in. He still gets up and down, puts the tackles in. But there's no. I've seen like a little graph. You know the graphs of like attacking position, attacking passes, so on. And it was like all the way down. And if you compare it to previous seasons, it's like a shadow of a player basically. He just lost his creativity.
Like you see Foden making runs, right? Haaland making runs, Mamouche making runs. No one's finding them yet. Look, Kevin De Bruyne, right? Again, giving everything for this club in every big game possible that he has given the last 10 years. But his legs are gone. But when he's on the pitch, he's probably the one player that can find them all. Because no matter how bad he is now in terms of how his energy levels are, he can still find anyone on the pitch because he has that ability to do that. The problem is that Pep doesn't play him enough anymore, or it's just where we've got to get in the summer, get that attacking midfield position sorted out. Is Foden the answer? I'm not sure. I think he's better scoring goals than actually creating chances. Probably Foden. He's more a poacher, I'd say. Actually. So I think Wirtz would help definitely, but obviously that's for transfers. Yeah, in terms of the Forest game, mate, issues again. Just can't find the ball in the box. The wingers again. You've got the best two. I think Doku and Savino, they get their final balls correct on either side. Could be the best wing pair in the league, but they just haven't. They aren't used properly, or they're both just very erratic players that can't find the back of the net. So it's a lot of like ups and downs in that right now.
Yeah, they're still young lads, though, aren't they? I mean, how old are they? 20, 21, and they're just. Yeah. They're not consistent. So they can have a game where they're brilliant, you know what I mean? And then the next game, it just doesn't work for them. I don't think we're going to see the best of them for at least another couple of years, you know what I mean? Hit 23, 24, mid-20s, and you might start to see a bit more.
Look how good they are now, though. I mean...
Exactly, yeah.
You know, I know Trent's not known for being a good defender, because he's not. He's pretty shocking, to be honest with you. But, you know, for one of the world's best defenders, apparently, anyway, you know, he was absolutely ripped to bits, wasn't he? You know, I remember the game, was it Real Madrid, where Doku down that wing, again, just shredded. United, when he came in against United in the, was it the FA Cup? Was it the FA Cup? I'm sure it was. The FA Cup, and absolutely, again, you know, got the goal. He's a big player. Savio's a bit more... It's funny because at the start of the season, a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, Doku, you know, his ceiling isn't as high as Savio's. He's a lot more raw. But actually, I think over the last kind of few months, I think Doku's become more refined. He's not as, you know, I don't know what the word is like. All over the place. Erratic, yeah. He's not as erratic. There's a little bit more intention there now. But it's just about making, you know, getting the right runs in there as well. I think him and Marmoush can link up really well. I think Marmoush is still finding his feet in. He's you know, I know he had the game against Newcastle, but to be honest with you, I think Newcastle played exactly the way that we wanted them to play, which was, you know, trying to have that open football instead of the low block, which every team seems to play against us. And it's hard to go off one game, and I think a lot of us looked at that and thought, oh wow, he's going to be doing this every week. Well, he's not going to be scoring hat-tricks every week, but you know, he's going to be scoring every week. But he's still finding his feet. He's had about 4 or 5 games, so he will get better and better. I think he's got to get used to the physicality of the league. Same with all the players, but the one player that I want to talk about is, and he's probably the most popular player at the moment, is Kushanov, and how good he's been.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Quality. Even in the Nottingham, the Forest game, still quality on it. He saved us probably at least another 2 goals or something like that. Crucial defending. Get stuck in quick.
Well,
he's
apparently,
just incredible.
If you go off, if you you watch Sky Sports or TNT, apparently he's naive, and he's taking time to adapt to the league.
No, they don't watch the games, do they?
5 minutes.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he played for United or Liverpool? He'd be the best defender in the world, wouldn't he?
I know, Lenny Yobbo. Everyone was buzzing over Lenny Yobbo. I've not seen him for about 7 months.
No, it's true. You're right. But he won. He obviously he got Player of the Month, which is well deserved. I think me and Luke spoke about this. He had more votes than anyone. So he's obviously got all of Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan has been.
The Uzbeks are strong, aren't they? Any video I watch related to City, go to the comments section. It's just Uzbeks, but I love it. Quality.
Oh, it's well. I was saying now. Same with Salah. When Salah leaves Liverpool, Egypt will be full on Marmouche. Yeah. So I'm sure now Egypt and Uzbekistan will be our biggest fan bases ever. I'm all for it though. Look, Marmouche for me, the fans are down on him right now, but I say I have faith in him. He's a good player as well. Give him the time and confidence. He'll be a fan favorite. He will be. We've got to remember, right? This season's been awful in terms of consistency in players and that. Not necessarily trophies. Forget that. The consistency overall. I'm judging none of the new signings yet at all. Like Kushanov, even this season, he's been brilliant, but I'm not judging anyone yet until next season. I need to see the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? As soon as the play starts, as soon as all the leaks start coming out, as strong as they were at the start of in that transfer window, there's no there's no smoke without fire. He was definitely talking, and there was it was very, very strongly linked, and his head wasn't there. You could tell his head wasn't there. Some of the things that were kind of coming out, his behaviour on the touchline was becoming more erratic. So, I think mentally he was just away from the club, and I think as soon as that happens, it can be really difficult to try and bring it back. For whatever reason he decided to stay, which is fair enough. But it's like Nunes came out a couple of weeks back. He's talking about, what was it? Talking about Sporting, and he can't wait to go back. I hate hearing that stuff. I hate hearing it. If you're playing, if you're still at the club, if you're still at City, fighting for top 4 at the minute, the club's not in a great. The club isn't in a great way in terms of the results. We're having a really difficult season, and I've backed Nunes. I think he's been okay. I think he's been okay for what we expect of him. But I just hate hearing that, coming out and talking about, I love the fans. I can't wait to go back. If they wanted me back, I'd go back. Because to me, it just sounds to me that you've given up. You've basically said, right, I'm just going to put it out there, see if I can, see if Sporting will bite, and then, it's not forcing a move. It's nothing as extreme as that, but it's a couple of steps behind. You're starting that discussion, aren't you? I don't know what your thoughts on that are. I've not really heard I've not heard anyone really speak about that. But personally, for me, when a player comes out and does that, it's the same with the Bernardo stuff that goes on every single year about he's going to move and he wants to move. And it's like, as great as you are, just move then, and we'll get someone else in. But I agree. If you don't want to be here, move them on. And that should be anyone in the club. Yeah. We don't have to have a long conversation. It's David Silva, so I think that's case closed.
Oh, there we go.
I'll argue that, but no.
Who would you pick?
For me, though,
Prime KDB or Prime Silva?
Prime Silva.
But do you want to know why I think both of them is a good answer as well? Because both together, combination unstoppable. Because both suit each other to a T.
Let me tell you something though. I'm going to say something, right, and I'm going to say something that's going to contradict. Well, it's not going to contradict, but I actually think you'll agree here. If there's one player from the past 10, 12, 15 years I could bring back right now to get us out of this mess, it wouldn't be either. Obviously, I know Kev's obviously still playing, but he's not in his prime. The player that I'd bring back right now is Yaya. No, it's Yaya. It's Yaya Toure. It's Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure would win you games on his own. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Yaya Toure, and I said this to said this to some of the lads in work as well. Yaya Toure is a generational player, and there's a reason, and that is the reason why there's not been a Yaya since. There hasn't been. There's not even no one even close. And people talk about Pogba. Pogba's nowhere near Yaya Toure. There's no Yaya Toure in any league. There's still not now, and he retired years back now. Yeah. How how is he going to retire without a Ballon d'Or? It's shocking. Modric got a Ballon d'Or. Yeah, but even Modric managed to get one. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He was just. Do you know? He was just a product. The annoying thing is he was just the only thing that holds him back. That people really, I think people will question is obviously the trophies that Kev has won, and in terms of that impact. I think if it had David Silva 5 years later, I think it would have been. It would have been really, really, really hard to think. I think David Silva came up in the team, with bloody Javi Garcia in the team. Do you know what I mean? Those players, Javi Garcia. There's a throwback for you. Yeah, he was good. David Pizarro. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, he was tidy. He was tidy. We signed him on loan, didn't we, from Roma? I'm sure we did. 6 month loan.
Scores.
Never saw him again. It was a belting goal. Yeah.
Honestly, right.
Remember Fernando? Fernando, the octopus. Mangala. Yeah, do you know what? He just wasn't right for us, was he? But I think in the Portuguese scene or whatever, he's probably a decent player, but yeah, too slow. Who did you mention then? Who did you mention then, Nat? I don't know. I've lost my train of thought now. Who was it we mentioned? Mangala, that was it. Had the greatest debut I've ever seen. I thought, honestly, wow, signed a world beater here. And then he was just awful, wasn't he? Do you know what, though? In his third season? The season where we won it with Pellegrini and he came back in, he was okay. People forget that. He was all right for a few games. Yeah. Okay. So apparently we're having some audio issues. Which is odd. You guys are not muted, so it should be coming through clear. If not, I've just been speaking to myself for half an hour, which would be mental viewing that, wouldn't
it? Might be saying in the comments what's going on. Who can't hear? Just you or both of us?
Yeah, apparently I'm coming through clear, but we can't hear. Hear you or Luke.
Oh right, okay.
My mic's on.
Yeah, you're coming through clear here.
Yeah, I can hear you all as well. It's all right on this side.
Odd. We'll talk about. We'll move on to the Brighton game.
Yeah.
So in regards to that, I think what your early thoughts going into how are you both feeling? Because obviously
tricky.
Tricky.
Yeah, but it's well, it's a close game last time. It's always a close game, but for some reason, I think our home record against Brighton is pretty decent, isn't it? I think we've had a few like 4-0s, 3-1s scattered in there, so it's weird how form works from like away to playing at home. So
yeah,
you'd say that obviously losing to Forest, maybe Brighton, you know what I mean, good players in form, a few decent results, we probably struggle a little bit, but I'm fairly confident because our home form's normally all right, isn't it? So quietly confident, we'll say.
Luke?
For me, I don't know, because at the moment I don't know what team will turn up on tomorrow, because we're playing so weirdly right now, where we have no idea what teams can be picked, how they're going to play, how the wingers are going to play, and also we haven't got that fear factor anymore. Like, our home form is neither form that matters anymore. Like we haven't got a way of playing that puts teams on edge. And that's when for me we're not as good. Like, we've got to find a way of playing that dominates the ball and puts position on the back foot. And right now we haven't got it, and we're just planning to sort of like find a way through games by edging it. Tomorrow I just feel very unsure, because it's not a look. This for me is for me like it's the reason why this thing has been so difficult. We've been found out. Not necessarily because obviously of the injuries, but just the style of play just doesn't work anymore. I think Pep has changed. I get how the frustrating that can be, but I'm just thinking, can you just give like a different formation a chance? A chance to at least sort of play around a few things. Why not give it a different way of playing to go, or other players to go? That's what I want to see at this point.
I do as well, but it's Pep never going to do it, is he? He's stuck in his ways. He'll keep playing that way. He makes little changes here and there, but he's stuck to the way he plays. Do you know what I mean? And I think the system still works, but we've not got the players to play the system, and that just costs us all the time. We go fast forward next season, just put Roger in, and I know it's such like a small thing, but put him back in, and you'll be okay again, because he covers all that mids. Put Nico next to him, and then the midfield. No one's running through it. If you look at the teams, they just expose the midfield and then they're straight through and then straight onto the defence and they're busy all game just because the midfield doesn't hold up. But if you put a Rodri Nico in, then you're all right. But yeah.
No, good shout. We've got a question here from Nick Redfern. Are there any Brighton players you'd put in the City team right now?
The Labour. It's the obvious one, isn't it?
The Labour's one. I think I like if Ederson does go, I like Bart Verbruggen. Matoma's good, but I think really apart from that, I think it's just the Labour because apart from that, they've got a good team. I like Arute, Jadro, and Welbeck, but they're not really our level players. They're good players at Brighton, but Balaba's the one. I think he's young enough to get into this team and get better and better for us. So yeah, I'll say Balaba 100%.
Yeah, João Pedro's dangerous though. He'll be on it tomorrow, won't he?
I reckon. It was surprise me.
I think we concede him 100%. I don't think we're getting a clean sheet of that. I think Brighton will score.
Yeah. Do you remember what we used to be linked with De Zerbi, didn't we? For a bit. That would have been an interesting. No, not anymore. Marseille.
Marseille. Is that where he went?
Yeah, so
yeah. Yeah, he. I liked him. I liked his personality, but you can't bring a manager in just off personality, can you? Because look at Mourinho now. That's basically the only reason you bring him in, innit? Because he's box office. But they crashed out to Rangers. Going out against Rangers. Wow. He could be managing Rangers soon. He's been flirting with that, hasn't he, Mourinho? He's been talking about that last few weeks. They asked him, could you see yourself
out with the box
Rangers? Oh, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Imagine in the Scottish League. Oh.
Imagine him on the sideline on the derbies. That'd be incredible. I love that. Yeah. Mourinho for me now is the kind of manager. He isn't good for the Premier League anymore. I think that's kind of done now. I think this level's kind of dropped in the last few years. But for something like Celtic versus Rangers, that would be something that would be a box office entertainment. Definitely. Sideline, have a fight with the manager. It's funny.
It's weird his downturn, though, isn't it? Not downturn.
Yeah, he's getting about, isn't
he? Yeah, yes, Roma.
Is he? I'm surprised. Did anyone say Mitoma? Because do you know what? He can be very inconsistent, Mitoma, but I do look. Do you know what? He's just one of his box office. He's.
I've watched him in person. Brighton away. I was at that game earlier in the season. I watched him, and he. Now look, I weren't great at game. First half was good. Second half was terrible, but. Watching him playing that wing right, he's such a talented player. The issue I've got with him is that when he first joined Brighton, he was a good talented player that came in and sort of made impact but he's got injured. He hasn't been the same player that he was. And it's like he's been very hit and miss. So I wouldn't say now, but I definitely think it's kind of just he's definitely. It was like a couple of years ago before he injured. I definitely would have said yes, but not right now.
Yeah, he's not that young either, is he? I thought he was quite young. I remember looking the other day. I'm sure he's like 29, maybe pushing 30.
Yeah, he's a bit more mature. If he was like 22, 23, I'll be right for it, but not now.
Yeah.
Bit too old now, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. Let's talk about the lineup. It's obviously it seems to be different every week. I always think, we finally got a starting 11 now, and then we have a game like that, and then it's up in the air again. Phil Foden's been on the fringes for a lot of people for a while now. People are becoming a bit rabid about Bernardo Silva. Vardiol, I saw a lot of chat around, do you keep him left back, or do you move him into the centre long term? Obviously long term. I'd like to see him playing as an actual out-and-out defender. But Luke, we'll start with you, mate. What do you think we'll see tomorrow in terms of the team?
What I think we'll see. Well, I'll start with what I think we'll see, but what I'll let Christelle let in a bit. I think it'll be a similar team to Forest probably, and I think that ain't the way to go personally for me. I don't want to be seeing Fernando Silva on the pitch at all. I don't want to be seeing any. I think I thought a good one playing, or Kovacic, in front of Nico. But Fernando Silva, just for me, offers nothing anymore. Energy, cool, but we don't. But we need someone possible forward. He doesn't do it. So it's important for me. I'd rather play Kev or Gundogan or Kovacic instead of Bernardo Silva. Because at least they have a chance on the ball and try and find him midfield. I probably would think it'd be the same sort of team against Forest. I mean, I think the back line for me is perfectly fine. Rico, Kusanov, Diaz, Vardiol. Look, right back, no matter what you do there now, it is what it is. Like, we know what we need for right back long term, but you won't fix it now. So best just suck it up and think, well, look, right back Nunez or right back Rico. Either way, it ain't the best, but you just got to make the best of it, really, unfortunately, until summer. Nico has to play. And don't bench him. Just keep playing him. Honestly, I hate when he brings him off. It's an obvious difference when obviously doesn't play him. Foden, I drop for me, but he'll probably play. And look, I know I'm not saying I don't want to ever play Foden, but on current form, I'm not going to give Marmoush a chance for them. Like, I mean, Marmoush has to play anyway tomorrow. He has to play every game from now on the league. Just play him. You can't get the best out of him if you keep bloody benching him, playing him. You just see him a lot more consistently than that. And then obviously the wings, I go with the same as Forest. Just play them together a lot more, see what happens, and obviously hold up from. But Grealish, for me, just a question of Nick in the chat about Grealish. He's off already, whatever he's off. Like, it doesn't matter what Pep says about Grealish in the conferences, but always a good player. And that it's obvious to me that Jack is not here anymore at City. I think for me, in summer, he's off. I like Jack, but you can tell where it's going now with him.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've not been his biggest fan, to be honest with you, since joining. I think he had when people talk about Jack, it's always, oh yeah, but he was great in the treble season.
6 months.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It was 6 months, and I think great in this squad. My definition of great is I don't sound arrogant, but maybe a little bit different to others. I thought it was good in that treble winning season, but again, inconsistent, hit or miss. And this season, honestly, I mean, where I've said this loads now, but where I sit in the ground, he plays literally right in front of me, and I can't tell you, how many times you can just watch him and count the amount of times he'll take the ball, he'll do the stupid dummy where he pretends he's going to run at someone, but he's not going to anyway. That's because that's all he's done all season, and he'll turn around and he'll pass it back into the midfield, and listen. I'm 15 stone. I've not played a game of football in 6 months. But let me tell you, I can pass the ball fine. And I'd do it for... How much is he on? 300 grand a week? I'd probably do it for 4 grand a month. I'd do that for. If it's
Imagine a Mason on the wing soon, eh?
I'll tell you one player, right, that same position as him, that's way better than him, Kvaratskhelia. He's one player that I've had at City a long time ago. Yeah. And I did say before, City, right, if you want to do a great marketing tactic, you've got Georgian Kinkladze right there. He's Georgian. He knows Kvaratskhelia. Imagine the Georgian number 10 as a descendant of that shirt number, saying Kvaratskhelia. Do you know how insane that would have been? But no, Napoli and what... You can't negotiate Napoli. You can. Like, all you got to do is just pay the money for him. Because for me,
how much did PSG pay for them?
It's like 80 million.
80.
Which for me is worth it. That's what, I mean, look at him right now in the Champions League and PSG, he's smashing it because he's a good player. And for us, he'd be unbelievable for us. Jack unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a shame though because he plays well in the big games, doesn't he, Grealish? I think he's a good option to put in there. He's like because he tracks back defensively, he's better, puts the work in. Not to say that he couldn't get Doku to do it over time or whatever, but it's a shame. Just he doesn't have the stats, does he? He doesn't contribute.
The problem that you've got is when people try and make the case for him, is play him in the middle. Right, okay, play him in the middle then this season. Yeah, he might be all right, but long term, it's not a solution. There's much better players than him. There's better players than him in the middle now in our team that I'd rather put in there rather than Grealish. I sound like a Grealish hater, and I get a lot of stick from some of the lads that I go City with for it. But we've all been watching football a long time, and there's only so many times you can see a player recycle a ball back into the midfield. It doesn't work. There's just too many games where he's playing and you think, what, we're playing with 10 men here. He's not having any impact on the game. And for a £100 million player, and I know it's not all about transfer fees, but for a £100 million player, for a player who's on 300 grand a week, he has to impact the game more. He can't just have a nice assist against Leyton Orient, and it's like, well, yeah, fair enough. He's earned his wage this week. So no, I mean my answer: Grealish lasting another season. I don't think so. I think not getting into the England squad's killing him. To be honest with you, as well. Obviously, he didn't get in today. Jordan.
Did you see the squad today? Yeah, Henderson, Walker.
Henderson.
There's a few random ones.
I tweeted today. It's like someone's locked Tuchel in a cave, and he's been left with a DVD player and one DVD. Do you know what I mean? England 4 years ago, and that's all he's had to go off and picking the team. What is Jordan Henderson doing in that squad?
I was shocked. I thought I'd misread it or something. He's not even been in the squad for a while, has he? It's been a couple of years or something. So. Oh dear.
Mental.
Bodes well, done it, boys.
Yeah, bodes well. So Nat, we'll come to you, mate. Who would be in your team for tomorrow's game?
It's pretty much the same as what Luke said. So Rico right back, Kushner, Diaz, Gvardiol. Although I want to see Gvardiol centre back. See, we bought him as a centre back, and he is good as like a full back. But you want to see him in his proper position. He is a centre back, and you look at him and you think centre back. But so maybe at some point anyway. I would drop Phil, but I don't know if he will. So I would like to see Phil drop maybe Marmouche in the centre behind Haaland with Doku Savino on the wings. I think that would work. I think we could have done with that at Forest because we got in good positions and we didn't have the guy to make it happen. You know what I mean? And we struggled with that all game. But so that would lean towards maybe a Kovacic next to him. Seem to do all right together. Who else do you put there? It's either him and Bernardo or...
Are you playing Bernardo?
No, I'd rather Kovacic there, to be honest with you. And I know that's mad to say, but I'd rather he was there. Works better with Nico, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think Kovacic is, Kovacic is really good at getting the ball deep and then bursting forward. He's got that type. He's got that running in where actually, he can get us on the counter and release the ball, out to the wing or even through to someone like Marmouche is a little bit further up. I think for me, I would like to see. I'm the same as you. I would like to see Gvardiol at centre back. I think even when people give him a stick, it irritates me that. And I've one of the reasons I've been defending Nunes as well is they're playing out of position. They're playing out of position, and for players that are playing out of position, especially more so Gvardiol, I think they're playing out of out of the skin because it's not his natural position. People forget that. I would love to see. I'd rather play. I do like Rico, and I've been sticking up for him. But I'd like to see Gvardiol in a sense, as at the back with Diaz. So I'm going to go a little bit experimental there. I'll put Gvardiol. This is my team. This isn't the team that's going to play because it's definitely not going to happen. But I'd like to see Gvardiol with Diaz at the back.
Right, you put Kushner, who's put him at right back, it might be.
Kushner at right back, yeah, that's the one. Kushner at right back.
Him and Matone on him.
See, no, I've ballsed up here, haven't I? Because we're not. Ake's not in the team, is he? He's injured.
No.
Right, all right, never mind. Long term, though. Long term, that's a good shout. We want to see Gvardiol back. So yeah, it'll be Gvardiol left back, Kushnov right back, Diaz, and then it's hard, isn't it? Because you know what? I again, Stones being injured, I'd have Stones in there. I'd have Stones with Diaz. That's my favourite. That's my favourite pairing. I think Ake's our most solid defender as well. So him being injured, just throwing a spanner in the works.
Always injured. We've had our defence this year has just been so many injuries. Like we've barely had our main back four together all season.
Who is the strongest back four when they're all fit? That's a question.
Do you think Akanji still does a job at right back? Because I'd have him at right back. But
yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
Who else do you put there? Do you know what I mean?
Akanji, Diaz, Kusnov, Gvardiol. That's all I play right now.
Yeah.
In current form, I think Kusnov for me deserves to be playing right now. I wouldn't drop him, but he's been brilliant. He's 20 years old. He's been brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. The lineup at the minute picks it. Well, the back four especially, obviously, at the moment picks itself, doesn't it? Kushnov and Diaz at the back there. But it's interesting. I think I think Nunes has been okay in spells. I think he's a decent squad player, to be fair. I think Nico's got to play. I agree with you, Luke. I think he's just got to stay and play in games now. That's the best way to get used to the league, get used to the physicality. Is just get the minutes in. Get the minutes under your belt. Bernardo for me doesn't offer anything outside of just kilometres per hour. To be honest with you, he runs a lot, but again, what's the output from that run, from those runs, from covering 10 miles of the pitch? What do we get out of it? And at the moment, it's not a lot. So I love Bernardo, and I don't think I think there's still a chance that he could have a few more seasons, but it's not happening for him this season. It's just not. Kev can't start a game. He can't start a game. For me, he's much better coming onto the pitch in the last half an hour. I think that's how he's going to have to be now as an impact sub, because his legs aren't there now, and he's blowing from half an hour in. And Nico,
you can still pull it out though. I think Kev can still put him in for certain games. I think he can still produce it. He just can't do it on a regular basis. It's weekly. You know what I mean? He'll just end up getting injured. I think he can still do it. He won't play though. Guarantee it.
No, he won't play. But do you know what? You need a bit of creativity. Obviously, you need creativity in that midfield.
I'll leave it to Marmouche. Marmouche play where Phil normally does, or maybe Phil starts there. It's got to be one of them.
It's hard though. It's difficult for me. This is why I'm struggling so much, because I'm struggling to keep Phil out of the team. I know he's not having a great season, but he's still a young lad, and the quality's still there. It is still there. The confidence might not be, but he's our, outside of Kev, you could argue he's our most creative player. Yeah. He's got the potential to be, obviously he's not a David Silva type player, but David Silva was a player that he grew up watching, and you can tell in his game he's trying to emulate that at times. So it's hard keeping Phil out of the team. I wanna put Phil in the team.
Yeah.
But whenever Phil plays, whenever Pep plays him, he tends to mess about and stick him on the wing where he's just shit.
Yeah, it's just isolated and he can't do what he normally does. Turn in the space, create a little summit.
Do you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Nico in there as a CDM. I'd like to see Foden, and I think you still need a little bit of creativity. I know you've got Marmouche in there as well, but again, it's hard. Do you play Marmouche or do you play Foden?
I feel like when Pep's played Marmouche, he tends to drop one of the wingers, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he'll have them close to the striker. So I feel like if he does play Marmouche, although you'd think maybe put him behind Haaland or whatever, I think he'll end up dropping maybe like a Doku, who didn't have the most amazing game against Forest. So he might end up keeping Savinho there, Marmouche near Haaland on the left side, and then you'd still have Phil behind with the two CDMs. But he don't play him on his own, does he, behind Haaland? He won't have two CDMs, Marmouche in front, and then... No. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if he's going to start in, then...
Yeah. Good question coming in here from Nick, actually. What midfield combination that you've not seen before would you like to see Pep try? Luke, I'll let you take that one, mate. I'll let you start with that one.
Ooh. For me, it's what is everyone fit, or is it just right now? That's what I've been wondering because
Both. We'll start with right now. We'll go with right now.
right
and then
now,
everyone's fit.
Nico, Marmoush, and Foden, like just like against Newcastle. It's not been used before, but at this point, like just play it every game. That's what I want to see. Or even good, even like yeah. Well, actually, have you seen it for yet? Is it Nico, Marmoush, Foden? Has it done yet at all?
No,
Was
I
it
don't think so.
one
I
game?
don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, but that's what I'll go with. And then if everyone's fit, Rodri, Nico, Marmoush.
Yeah, that's one we want to see in it next season.
Yeah. I want Rodri back, man. Honestly, I can't wait to have him back with Diaz and that, and the spine back again, honestly, because it's just,
Mate,
I miss it,
gonna
man.
I will cry.
Can't wait.
I will cry when that ball comes out. As soon as he steps foot on the pitch.
That first goal back, that first big win against a big team next year, it's just going to be like adrenaline going through me again. That's what I
Roger
want.
is screaming outside the box.
Just battle Liverpool, batter Arsenal. That's next year. Just absolutely batter them. And Tottenham at home next year. Beat them 4-5-0. We got to.
Yeah.
After this year, we've got to beat everyone next year.
So, Nat, who would be your midfield combination?
Everyone's fully fit, and I'm the same as Luke. I want to see Rodri, Nico, double pivot there, chilling. It's gonna be crazy next year. I'm telling you. Marmoush in front, so that's the ideal one for next season. With players fit now, I think we've done all the combinations pretty much, haven't we? Probably the same as Luke. Same thing again.
Well,
I think it's the only one we've not done, isn't it? I think that's the only combination.
If you're getting a big player, you got players like Nunes, who is obviously a central midfielder. Kovacic, who's in there as well. Well, this is natural position though, isn't it? He's obviously not a defender. He's not. He's not a right back, is he?
Yeah, that's true.
He's not going to get the team though, is he? Let's be honest.
Do you know what? I think Nunes is good, you know. Like, if you look, he's got all the qualities of a good CDM, hasn't he? Yeah. He's physical, he's fit, he gets about the pitch, decent pass on him, but I don't know, have we even seen him there at City yet? Have we seen him at CDM or CM sitting next to someone? Because I don't feel like we have. Or maybe I'm forgetting like an isolated game or something, or...
Yeah, I think early on when he joined, he had a few games there, but again, obviously nothing to note really. There was a reason why he just stopped getting into the team and then was pulled in it. Obviously, that defensive cover.
Yeah. You think he'd do something though, 'cause he's got all the attributes, hasn't he? When you look at him, you think I think he'd pull out a performance or something, but I don't know.
Rajat97, yes, boys. City smashing Brighton tomorrow. I hope so, mate. Honestly, I do. I'm putting it out there. Positivity. I was positive for the Forest game. That didn't go our way, obviously. It's a weird one because I've said for most of the season the problem isn't we're not the problem isn't with the attack and scoring because we were still scoring goals, but obviously that was the main problem against Forest. We just didn't create enough. There wasn't enough there weren't enough chances made. But we play. The problem is I think we play so one-dimensionally. When we've got and it's not Haaland's fault. It's the team around him. But we just play one way with Haaland in the team at the moment. And I'm sick of balls being put in from the side. He's great running onto the ball, getting one-on-one with the keeper, running onto the ball. He's the best. Him and Mbappe, the best two players in the world for that, running onto the ball and finishing. And actually, you know what? You can argue easily. Actually, Haaland is the best finisher in the world. He's most clinical. Yeah, I think in that kind of for that.
Marmoush is the same though. If you play on like the break kind of thing, say. Well, it's never going to happen. But say we played 5 at the back or something, 2 wing backs or whatever. You have like Marmoush, Haaland up top. We just get the team playing against to come at us, and then you play in behind to Haaland, Marmoush, just Savino, Doku. Imagine that. You know what I mean? If you're getting like a 4-on-4, 5-on-4, or whatever, it's game over for teams, isn't it? But you're never going to see it under Pep. So
this is it. And that's this season. This season it's just going to be, there's a lot of fans who are, keep coming out of these games and I'm sick of it. I've had enough. We all knew what this season was going to be. Okay, second half of the season, we know what season this is going to be. It's a rebuild. Off the pitch, we're trying to get everything in order. I think the ticketing situation. Me and Luke spoke about that. I think last week. The ticketing situation, I believe, is from what I've seen or some of the stuff that they've kind of spoke about, it seems positive. So I think that should be resolved. The 115 should be resolved.
I'll say quickly, mate. I've seen tomorrow's game, and the prices for tomorrow's game is a disgrace. 61 quid minimum, 73 quid. What are the clubs are trying? I'm sorry, right? I can't even listen to them right now. Like 61 quid minimum for a ticket right now. Are you joking me?
Yeah, it's a joke, isn't it? And I'm not. And this is this is no disrespect to Brighton. Football, love to watch them, but you'd expect to pay. I wouldn't even expect to pay it is a joke, but £61. You're talking Champions League games against latter half of the tournament against Real Madrid and teams that aren't Barcelona's and Bayern Munich's. And even then, I think £60 because the club don't need it. The club don't need to take £60 from me or you. They don't
read the room. Read the room, but they're not. I'll tell you the issue is, and I know it is now. It's Soriano.
Yeah,
Soriano has completely lost. For me, it isn't Calvin to me. It's Soriano. That is the one guy, right? That it's just literally just doesn't treat us well at all. I think for me, not just Giki, but I think him as well. Get him out because we need someone that actually respects the fans. Because otherwise, the City without the local fan base that have been there. I'm not saying me, but people that have been there way before me and us guys.
Yeah,
you want to do nothing because tourists don't care about you. Trust me, they're the ones that you're going to impress. So what do you want to impress is us because we'll be here.
Are you thinking about it? So how much are we making from the Club World Cup? That's maybe some crazy figure, isn't it?
It was $1 billion, wasn't it? The prize money was $1 billion, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, something like that.
It's not. It's over small, but not just the whole thing. I mean, a mad pot. I must get $1 billion. Yeah. Sure, what do we win now? We'll get £1 billion transfer fee. Go and get one of your mouth.
It's funny because Ryjack, I'm big up Ryjack. Big supporter of the channel as well. It's on the screen now. Positive vibes throughout this dreadful season, and all we've done is talk about how shit the ticketing situation is. But no, you're right. Positive vibes throughout this dreadful season. We'll move straight on to match prediction. I think it's going to be. I'm gonna say 3-1. I think Erling's going to have a big game tomorrow, and I think we're going to see a hat trick. I think we're going to see a hattie from Haaland. It would be insane to say we're going to get a clean sheet. I think it's way more likely that we'll score 3 goals than get a clean sheet, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go 3-1. Nat?
I'm not far off. I'm going 2-1. I think it'll be a tight game. I think they'll score a goal, but I think ultimately at home we should come away with the win. I'm hoping.
Well, you've got Newcastle right behind, haven't you? Now I think they're creeping up as well. Yeah. Luke, we'll come to you, mate. What do you reckon?
Crap. Can I just have some good football, please? That's all I want, man. Good football. That's what I want to see.
Okay, I've just popped into to the chat there, folks. Patrick, he's not been able to join the stream tonight. He's obviously been held up, which is the last thing you want really on a Friday night, isn't it? Bless him. But that's his GoFundMe for his treatment, his cancer treatment.
He's just reached.
Go on.
He's just reached 4K. Sorry. I was like, he's just reached €4,000 now on the 50,000 target now. So he's obviously not far off now, getting towards the halfway point, which is good. So hopefully we can get towards, obviously, because obviously, right, this guy deserves it, and honestly, we help someone recover from this, it'd be great because he's a great guy in his community, and it'd be awful to lose someone like him. So let's all put together and help him out.
Yeah, we'll get him up there. He's considering he's only put it. Well, I only saw it today. He smashed it. So yeah, big up Patrick. We'll definitely get him on the channel. We'll get him on the channel again soon.
Yeah.
Definitely share and donate if you can. We'll wrap it up. Wrap it up there, guys. Big shout out to everyone who's joined, everyone who's put comments in the chat. Appreciate that. Nice one for getting involved. Nat, very well done, mate. I thought, fantastic debut on the channel there, mate. Getting involved, asking some good questions, and giving out some good vibes. I think, which is, we need it. Right, Jack's right. We need positive vibes to end this season. So shout out you, mate. We'll have you on the channel again at some point in future. I'll let you know. Luke, obviously, been on loads now. He's basically part of the furniture here. Appreciate you coming on, mate. I'm sure you'll be on again as well.
Yeah.
Are you there tomorrow? Any of you boys there tomorrow, or?
No, I'm up in. I've got to go Yorkshire tonight, so I won't be there tomorrow. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yorkshire, yeah, on a job.
I'm hoping to go.
Are you on a job?
No, I live up there, don't I? So I'm only in Manchester.
Yeah, of course you do.
I work down there, then I'm up there. So
he's not even a Magnus lad anymore, eh? Get him off the channel.
I know.
No, I'm only kidding. Good stuff. I want to shout out. You can see it on his. You can see it on Nat's handle there. Nat Kingsley at NKDecorDeMaison.
Hey, love the French there, Lou. Quality, mate.
So Nat, if you want to give yourself a little plug there for what you do and your business.
Yeah, I'm a painter decorator. So if anyone on Manchester, Yorkshire ways needs anything, then just give us a shout. And obviously the link to it's there, my handle. So just take a look and give us a shout. I've enjoyed this as well, boys. So give us a shout.
Yeah, awesome. You've enjoyed, haven't you, mate?
Cool.
Luke as well. Obviously, one quarter of the Not in My Lifetime pod. Definitely have a look over there, guys. Really good content. I think I've been on the channel now, and hopefully I'll get the chance to go on again. But definitely like and subscribe onto their page as well. Really good guys, and I'm hoping we'll get some of the other lads from the channel on. It's just about timing. Yeah, just about timing. But we'll get it on there. Right, everybody, have a fantastic weekend, whatever it is you're doing. And up the Blues. Come on, City.
Come on, the boys.
Come on, boys.